How's the royal family? I pray that everyone is doing well. Well, my royal family, I wanted to leave a message to the royal family. It's something, well, a message, sort of a message, but something I'm asking of the royal family. But before I ask you anything, I have had people often ask me about the logo or the thumbnail or the avatar. It's all one and the same. What is this? What does this mean? And I've had a lot of new people continuing to come to both channels, but right now mainly a lot of people are coming to the backup channel, which is True Royal, and I always redirect them back to the main channel too as well. And so before I ask what I ask of the royal family, it's always good to share. So this particular image, which I do have a trademark on it, is something very near and dear to me. It's my father's. And my father's name is James Alfred Newman, Jr., who I often tell the royal family, he was my master teacher. And I said I will always remain a master student because I'm always learning from the royal family. And so the person that did this for me, what happened was when my father passed, I didn't receive any unquote tangible things. And I'm one of these type of people, when a family member pass on, I'm always interested in something that they had of theirs, something sentimental, something near and dear to their heart. And so it turned out a few years ago, my father had, with the help of his sister, had a book put together, and here it is right here, that and it's on me that I keep saying that I need to get it published. It's not very big at all, but it's a nutritional book for our royals. And then he has some little added things in there about colors, about what colors represent in the healing powers of the colors. And I'm going to use part of that book to also study the stones. And I said I would do like 3 at a time because I need to know. And so when my oldest son, Delbert, he happened to have the book, the logo up here did not look like this. It didn't even look close to this. It just looked like somebody took a little pencil that was sharpened really good and just kind of put it in there, but it wasn't what I actually seen. I think I was either 9 or 10. And my father always had a fineness for gold. So when I had it redone and I told the sister what exactly I wanted, because I didn't want any of the enemy's energy on it, it floored me because she did it the exact way that I pictured it. And so when I gave her a screenshot of the front of the book, I was trying to explain to her what I wanted with this whole design. And I don't know who did the designs, who sat with my dad and did the designs on the embroidery of it that y'all looking at, each 4 little designs that y'all see here. And I would imagine my aunt would know. But anyhow, it's amazing how when we ask something of our own, that we get 9 times out of 10 what we really want. So it was like it was bringing my father back to life. Now, when I was a child, I often talk about this store that my father had in Oakland, California. And I had described the store to my children. I didn't get a chance to see my family again. And they I think my oldest daughter might remember a little bit of it, but the younger ones, they wanted to know, well, how did my grandfather's store look. And so one day I thought, I'm going to put the name of his store, just Google it and see if it'll possibly come up. And lo and behold, it was some person in there that collected postcards. And I remember my dad had thousands of postcards. And I seen it. And I was like, I'd be damned. So what I did is I got the best picture that I could of it. And here it is right here. Whew, and this does not give this justice, but I'm going to do the best that I can to bring it forth full screen. Let's see if I can blow this up anymore. Is it up? Let me see. From here? No. Wait a minute. Let me try something here. Let's see. Let me do that again. Okay. Nah, this doesn't give it justice either. Damn. Let me take that down. I'm jacking it up. But I'll bring it back down so y'all can actually see this. So my father had this store in the 1100 block of East 14th. I'll never forget the address, and actually I see it, 1107 East 14th. And you see the paintings of the Egyptian hieroglyphs. And a friend of his named Ricardo did this, which is a brother. And believe it or not, if anybody that lives in the Bay Area, especially in Oakland, that's a friend of mine. Let me go back. In Oakland, if you go into those Mexican restaurants that's been around for a while, you know how they have these really nice paintings and murals of, Mexican art. They'll show them like in their homeland, and it's really colorful. And at the bottom, you'll see Ricardo. People not knowing that was an actual brother that did that. So I remember when I was a child, Ricardo did all of this. And the last touch, and I know you can't see my mouse, but the bigger window on the right-hand side, what the logo that I use now was put on gold leaf. Like I said, my father wanted the finest of everything. He spared no expense. And I remember the 4 pictures up here on top of King Tutankhamun. My father actually bought these posters, had it put on wood, and he had a professional to do it. And then they shellacked it or laminated it some type of way so the elements wouldn't affect it. And he had all of this stuff mounted on. And the way my father pronounced it was the name of his store. The way he always pronounced it was Elohim Circle Candle Shop. But it was way deeper than a candle shop. He had all type of herbs in there. And everything was really done cleanly. So he had all the herbs individually put in these glass cookie jars so you could clearly see what was in there. And he wanted to serve the community in such a way that everything would be clean. And I'm not putting down any candle shops or herbal shops, but I have been in some where they tend to be cluttered. And my father, he did 2 grand openings when he did this when he opened up his store. And I worked in that store from the age 11 all the way up to, I think I was 19. And every Saturday, I would, when I was in school, I would have to open up the store because my father never quit his job. He was a pipe fitter. He worked for the government, and then for a while he worked for General Motors. So he would work that graveyard shift, and I would open it up, and it taught me a lot. So that's why y'all hear me talk about my father. My father was the one that taught me about retrograde, and I had to learn more after he passed because I took advantage of it. Let me get back to the actual pictures as I'm talking. And so it's good to share these things sometimes because it's backstories to all kind of stuff. And so my father, He was he's the one that like introduced me to Bobby Hemmett and all these different people. So I grew up around this stuff. And here are some samples of what this sister did. She did some other samples of the logo too, because she know that I'm very fond of the color purple, but that is our royal colors. But anyhow, my father did people's charts, and he also helped a lot of people with their health. He helped a lot of people that had AIDS and said that is very curable. And I'm going to take heed to something that the royal family has said, that if we know certain things that we can take to heal ourselves, that y'all have requested more than once. Y'all do not want me to put it, or others to put it out online, that that's something that's sacred to ourselves. So you would have to contact me via email, and I'll have that all there. And I can understand that, because, they'll sit behind the scenes and soak up all of our stuff, and we need to keep stuff to ourselves. They have to go look it up themselves, because these things that I'm talking about, you can do your own research. So when y'all put out things like that strongly, I may not answer to every single email, but I'm taking it all in, and I'm taking heed to the royal family. And so the last part is, I asked my father years ago, where did you get this design? My father told me that he would always see it. He said, that's the only way I can explain it. I see it everywhere I go. And I wasn't in my father's body, so I can't, project what he was seeing. But it's like when I tell y'all, I always see, I can see the next dimension, and I don't see objects, but before I had my spiritual experience, before Yahweh picked me up and held me in his arms, and I wasn't asleep, but I knew not to look because I wouldn't be telling this story. After the whole experience, first what I used to see is I would see the next dimension, but I would just see dark matter just moving around. That's all I would see. After that experience, now I see little teeny, it's like taking the head of a stick pin, and I see little teeny trillions of golden light, and it moves around, and I can stick my hand in and out of it. And I have taught my husband and my son, youngest son, how to see it, but I had to take people outside to teach them how to see it. Now, this is the part that blew me back. When I taught my husband, he see color in the next dimension, and I taught my son a few months ago, and it blew him back. Now, when I'm in the house, I can still see the next dimension, but all I don't see the teeny streaks of light, but I can see energy just moving everywhere. And I have a name for it. I used to call it God's essence, but I'm learning to try to say things in a proper way, and we'll never get to the total truth, like Lisa has taught me, that all of that will be worked out, because people bicker back and forth the true name of Yahweh. And I've seen a video about that, and one brother I was listening to, he said the true name of the Creator is Yaob, and then he broke down how all of that stuff happened. But yes, we should not worry ourselves so much with that, because even maybe saying it wrong, our Father knows our heart and the sincerity that's coming from us, and we can't demonstrate that and prove that to another human being. All of us are going to have opinions. They're going to say that person is fake, or that person is real, or they on the fence about it, or whatever it may be. But we still should continue to seek. And so I just thought I would share that before I ask y'all what I was gonna ask the royal family. So people wonder why we have these things. So I just like that she put it in different backgrounds, and it does give it a different feel. Now, before I ask what I asked of the royal family, people have questioned, because I'm so high yellow and I know it's so stupid to me. Are you really a black woman? Well, these two beautiful people who have passed on, that's my father, James Alfred Newman. That's his daughter, Kimberly Carlise Newman, now Santana. And that's my mother, Barbara Ann Newman. And I met my father's, I've known them for years too, his parents and his grandparents, which would be my great-grandparents. And on my mother's side, I knew both of my grandparents, but I didn't get to meet my great-grandparents. I know this shit is silly, but we still got folks that still so hung up on color. And when my youngest son was first in video and photography school, he put this together, photoshopped it, and now he said, "Oh, Mom, I could do that much, much better." I think he did a wonderful job, first starting. I think he was like about 14 when he did this and stuff. So yes, true royals' parents both were black. I don't identify with any rapist blood in me, and I've told the George Washington story till I'm fucking blue in the face, that he is the rapist in my family on my mother's side and all of that. I don't recognize any of that. So I'm not one of these people that walk around real proudly saying George Washington is my many great-grandfathers. When I was told the story, I said, "Oh, that's the rapist in my family." And let me show y'all something here. Let me go over here real quick and take this down. Let me look up my cousin. Let's see here. Oh, there she is, my cousin Peggy. I got one of them relatives that keep up with all this stuff, keep up with all the family's history. And I had found something that another relative that we do not know. Where is it? Here it is. So, one of our family members that we don't know put up an official website of West Ford's legacy, and this is in this what they're trying to do now, because they don't want to acknowledge it. They're trying to say that one of George Washington's brothers or nephews raped my many great-grandmother's Venus. We don't know what Venus looked like. And I have sent messages, I got to check and see, to this particular cousin who really put together a very nice collage of family members that we don't even know. And it's a hurting thing. So here is, let me see, go to album. Here is, let me see if they'll show a bigger picture here. Yeah, here is a picture, a sketch of Wes Ford, which is George Washington's son. And we have been told for many years there was no picture. And lo and behold, a picture popped up last year. And I'll show y'all that in just a bit. So you see Wes Ford right here. Let me go back and show y'all something. It's going to blow you back. Okay, let's get into this again. And where is he? Okay. This is my grandfather, Cleo Scott, at my wedding. Look at my grandfather's forehead. Look around his eyes. He lived to be 88. And let's go back here. They damn near look identical. Let me go back. That's West Ford. Okay. So let's go into, this is something that I had found. Let me see if I can find it on DuckDuckGo. Sometimes they act funny. Oops. Got everything on capital. Let's see what we got here. There it is. That is West Ford. That is my many great-grandfathers on my mother's side. Now a picture pops up. And the reason why I'm emphasizing the picture, I can't remember the family's name, but there's a picture of that we have seen often and frequently of this black man and this black woman, and they were related. There's separate pictures, and one of them, he has, you could see on his back that he'd been beat repeatedly, and you can see the keloids all in his back. Well, they still got family members living, and they've been using their images without their family's permission everywhere. And if I'm correct, I think they're using it up at Stanford or Yale. I don't know which one of them colleges. That we have family members out here. So now they didn't popped up with this. Okay, that's like Sally Hemings. Lisa sent me a picture of Sally Hemings. They said they didn't know what Sally Hemings looked like. There's a picture of Sally Hemings. You have to go check it out. So I'm just rambling just a bit before I present what I'm going to present to the royal family. So there's my grandfather. There's the sketching. There is West Ford, and they took care of him until he passed. The Washington family, they took care of him. So anyway, what I want to ask the royal family is, let me get back here. Lord, let me open this back up. There is one. I want to show this again. Oh, there they are together. I like the black one. I like the dark one. I'm very fond of darkness. So, what I want to ask the royal family, I want to ask the royal family to send me your favorite Bible scripture, and I would ask you, would you please read it and send me a link? Your favorite, what else would it be? Your favorite Bible scripture that I would like y'all to read. It might even be your favorite spiritual song that you like. But I want everyone to send me something. It would be in the spiritual realm. If it's not that, a prayer that you use. And you know, that prayer that I pray that our Father put on my heart, because I don't feel like I pray the best. And I know some people say that. And the prayer that I always pray is, I pray for the many oceans, lakes, rivers, and streams. I pray for every blade of grass, every grain of sand, every flower, every tree. As I pray these prayers, I pray that my prayers are heartfelt, and I pray that my prayers are heard. I pray for the sick, and I pray for the suffering. And I pray that our Father will fully protect the royal family in this war. Now, another prayer that I pray, that I've been praying for years, is a prayer that I pray before I drive off. I say, now I've switched up a little bit, but Father Yahweh, I pray that as I travel, I pray that no hurt, harm, or danger come to me or me me or my family as we travel. I pray that we will be safe and well. And I pray that. And there's a couple of incidents that have happened throughout my life where I am so grateful that I prayed that prayer before I started that car and went off about my day. That I don't care how rushed I am, how late I am, that I have enough in me to slow down and pray that prayer. So if there is a prayer on your heart, pray that prayer. But everything that I'm asking the Royal family, please record it and send it to me. Now, to let you know, everything that you send to me eventually is going to be heard by the Royal family. So if you don't want to do that, I respect that, but I still want you to continue to render your voice. I want you to continue to leave those scriptures and messages, because I respect however people do whatever they do. But I would like to get as many as possible before our new year, and then I'm gonna cut it off. I'll just, when y'all send it to me, and I'm gonna send my email, and then you can send me the link, and I'll even take it a step further, because some of y'all do this. If y'all continue, whatever you see, people send me videos, things they have encountered of seeing chariots, or wherever or whoever else sent it to them. I want that too as well. So prayers, favorite spiritual hymns, maybe it's a Bible verse that's really near and dear to your heart. Say that, and I want it to come from you. Or if not, even something maybe your royals would like to share on the True Royal family. And I need as many as possible before our new year, because our new year, if I'm correct, is March 19th. So I like to have it up to speed by March 19th. And then everything will be presented. And I'll say that nugget for a surprise, the way I'm going to do it, because I'm going to do it in a unique way. And the other part I want to add to this, because our Father put this on my heart a few days ago, is that basically what I'm asking, why I'm asking the Royal family this, it's our words are so powerful, our words are so healing, our words are so frightening to the enemy, and you see how they battle with us when we're just speaking truth. You would think we had a whole army behind us, that they are that concerned about the beautiful divine words that literally come from our mouths. Isn't that powerful, my Royal family? That they are that concerned about us. Just speaking truth, core truth, bothers the enemy. So that should further show you and I and our royals that who we truly continue to be, the True Royal family. We are truly chosen. And remember, I make this statement often. Our Father put certain things in the enemy, and the enemy can see the kingdom in us, and the enemy can see the everlasting life, and it disturbs them. So they'll try to use their system to the best of their ability to shut down truth. We are actually seeing prophecy play right before our eyes, my Royal family. And I'm hearing many people say this. I didn't think I would live long enough to see this. We all have elders in our families. Go talk to them. Go listen to them. Don't dismiss them. Don't dismiss these royals. The dreams are very vivid to us. More visions will come through. Don't dismiss the royals. I was one of them. And I know some of y'all were one of them too, that you were quite unusual. And they would say, what's coming out that child's mouth? It's Yahweh talking through. And protect them to the best of your ability. If all possibility, try not to send them to the enemy's school, because we all have been affected by the system. That's why I try my best to speak truth, that I came from a conscious community. My family was a part of the Panthers on my mother's side in San Francisco. And I remember it. I don't remember all of it, but I soaked it up. And it left a lasting impression on me that I would run up and down the streets of San Francisco talking about power to the people. Power to the people. But you are still affected in those communities. You know, we can be lost in those too as well, because our family, they mean well, just trying to protect us from the evil and the tyranny that we continue to deal with in this system. But like I said the other night, we have hit that paradigm shift long ago, and these tables are turning and turning and turning and turning. We will regain our throne, but we can't be passive. We have to have action with it. Yes, a beautiful thing to pray, but we need action. So what I feel opposed to what I hear, I'm hearing and feeling a different type of energy from the royal family. So that's what I want from the royal family. Please send me whatever you want to send me, but I want to hear your voice. All right, my royal family? And I'm not going to limit how much time you want to speak. Whatever it is, it might be 2 hours, 2 minutes, or 2 seconds. It's going to be put right up so the royal family can absorb it, heal from it, and strengthen from it. So, my royal family, render your voice with your beautiful divine words. And as always, my royal family, I thank you for your love. I thank you for your support. And with that said, Ashe.